Hello, Joy Olson of Blockbuster Fundraising, and we are closing in on 2017 final fundraising efforts here. And right now, you have either started your appeal letter, your annual appeal letter, you've started writing it, perhaps you've already gotten one written, I've received one, or you're in a rewrite of an appeal letter. So let's take a look at some tips for writing an appeal letter in case you are just getting into it. And I read a blog, I've saved a blog by Dan Allenby, and he talks about annual fund appeal letters. And he says that they come in lots of shapes and sizes, and of course we know that. We use a variety of images and text. Some of us have brochures, pamphlets, others have postcards, and we offer an endless combination of asks for our donors to participate in to support our cause for year end. They talk about the fact that the very best way to make that year end ask is a direct mail piece. They say that nothing beats black letters on a white piece of paper, a good old-fashioned letter. And as a development director of going on 23 years now, I totally believe that the very best response always is to a great direct mail annual appeal. So when you sit down to write that annual appeal, the first thing you've got to think about, the first thing you have to determine is your audience, your donors. Who are you writing to? Are you asking someone to make a gift for the very first time that's been a good prospect? Or are you writing to a group of consistent mid-level donors who've been there for you forever? Or are you hoping to win back a supporter who is lapsed right now? Or are you trying to upgrade someone that you know needs to go to that major gift levels? Or are you writing to your very best donors, your very best major donors? As you can see from these questions, can you imagine one appeal letter, one annual appeal letter going to all of them? Of course you can't. You have to know your audience, because you must, if you want to have a successful annual appeal letter result, you must address your donors in a very personal and meaningful way. It's the only way they're going to really respond. Don't try to be perfect. They say that perfection is the enemy of progress. So the advice here is don't get hung up on trying to make your letter perfect, flawless, especially the first time through. Just get something written down. The first draft is always a big step, and you can focus on making it better later. And you know, I used to get that first draft in, and sometimes my final result didn't even resemble my first draft, because the more you work with the first draft, the more you tweak it, the better you get, and the better you get, the better you get. So the big step here is get that first draft down. The sooner, the better, really. And here are a few ideas to consider as you start your appeal letter. Number one, you want to grab the attention, the reader's attention, your donor's attention at the very beginning of the story, of the letter. And how do you do this? With an incredible story, with a question or a quote. Share an example of the impact that this gift is going to have. Mention a specific student or a specific animal or someone who has benefited from their support. And you want to use the word you as much as possible. And don't bury the ask. Get that ask out there right away with a suggested gift amount and describe what that gift amount will achieve. And you want to explain the consequences of inaction. If they don't do this, a poor child will not have anything to eat. This poor animal will never have a home. So you want to make sure that there's a sense of urgency there with consequences of inaction. Another suggestion is to highlight the things that are most important, which would be your ask, your goals, and your deadlines. And you can highlight these by using italics, bold type, and underlining. And make sure that this letter, your annual appeal, comes from someone that your donors will relate to. It's signed by that person. It can even have that name on the return address on the envelope. Well, you can use a PS, and you absolutely must use a PS. The experts say that it's one of the first things and sometimes the only thing that people read. I guess those people are really in a hurry. So in a world right now where we fundraisers, it seems like we have an endless number of tools in our fundraising toolkit. It can be easy to overlook some of these classic approaches that have worked for years, and that grabbing of attention and getting the ask in right away and using a PS. They are proven best practices. They work. So you never want to forget about the value of a well-written appeal letter. And don't expect that your first draft will possibly even look like your final draft. And review it with colleagues, trusted friends, maybe even a trusted major donor, someone on the board. Get them to read your letter and make suggestions, because you want to make sure that it motivates them to action. And remember that nothing is ever well written, only well rewritten. Doesn't just happen the first time. I used to just stress and work so hard on the annual appeal letters, actually all the appeal letters, but I'd get my theme and my ideas and my images and my call to actions and start putting it all together and get input from those I trusted around me. And still, and of course I'd always send one to myself, and it would always take me about 2 days to work up the courage to open that letter, because I thought, oh, what if I open it and it doesn't touch my heart anymore and it just seems corny, and I was always so grateful when I would open that letter and read it and think, this is great. I think that I donate. This story, this image, this cause, this call to action resonates with me. I want to donate and be involved in this solution. So here's to your annual appeal letter. I know it's going to be great. I'm Joy Olson at joyolsongroup.com and blockbusterfundraising.com. We've got hundreds, actually over 200 free fundraising videos on our YouTube channel, and lots of ways that we want to inspire and do whatever we can to help you to your very best fundraising success possible. Wishing you lots of good luck and hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.